Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ishan Rizvi from Rehan AI Teachers Training Institute, Batch 21. And today I have an opportunity to discuss a few brainstorming questions with ChatGPT regarding the importance of empathy in leadership and teamwork. Hey, good morning, GPT.
Good morning, Zayshan. That sounds like a great session, and I'm really glad to help. Go ahead with your first question whenever you're ready, and I'll provide a clear and actionable answer to support your thinking.
Great. My first question is about leadership and self awareness. The question is, how does empathy transform a good leader into a great one?
That's a really powerful question. Empathy, at its core, allows a leader to understand and connect with their team on a human level. It helps them recognize the unique strengths and challenges of each person, which builds trust and psychological safety. When a leader is self aware and empathetic, they can adapt their approach, foster inclusivity, and inspire loyalty, turning everyday leadership into a truly transformative experience.
Excellent. Can a leader be truly effective without empathy? Why or why not?
It's really difficult to be fully effective without empathy. While a leader might achieve short term results through authority or sheer expertise, they often miss out on long term buy in, engagement, and innovation from their team. Without empathy, people can feel kind of disconnected or undervalued, which ultimately stifles collaboration and growth.
What is one moment when empathy changed your leadership approach?
I remember a time when a team member was really struggling with a personal issue, and instead of pushing them harder for results, I took the time to listen and understand. That simple shift, just giving them space and showing I cared, completely changed our dynamic. They came back stronger, and I learned that leadership isn't just about driving results, but about being present and human.
Do you think empathy is a natural trait or a learned skills in leadership?
I think it's a bit of both. Some people are naturally more attuned to others' emotions, but empathy as a leadership skill can absolutely be developed. Through active listening, perspective taking, and reflection, leaders can strengthen their empathetic abilities, making it a deliberate practice they grow over time.
All right. So, how can leader balance empathy with accountability?
That's a great balance to strike. Leaders can practice empathy by genuinely listening and showing understanding, but they also need clear expectations and follow through. Empathy doesn't mean avoiding tough conversations, it means having them with respect and a focus on growth. When both are balanced, you get a team that feels supported but also knows they're accountable for results.
How does empathy influence trust within a team?
Empathy is really foundational to trust. When team members feel heard and understood, they're more likely to believe that their leader has their best interests at heart. This openness reduces fear, encourages honest communication, and makes the whole team more willing to collaborate, take risks, and innovate together.
And what happens to a team when empathy is missing?
When empathy is missing, you often see a breakdown in communication and trust. People might feel isolated or undervalued, which can lead to disengagement, low morale, and even conflict. Without empathy, people stop feeling safe to express themselves, and that stifles collaboration and innovation.
Can empathy reduce workplace conflicts? How?
Empathy helps reduce workplace conflicts by allowing people to feel heard and understood before they react. When team members believe their perspectives are acknowledged, they're less likely to escalate tensions. Empathy also encourages proactive dialogue. People address issues early with more respect and mutual care, so problems get resolved before they grow bigger.
How do empathetic leaders create psychological safe environments?
Empathetic leaders create psychological safety by modeling openness and vulnerability themselves. They show curiosity about their team's experiences, respond with care, and avoid harsh judgment. When people know they can share ideas or concerns without fear of ridicule, they feel safe to contribute, take risks, and be themselves.
Awesome. And what role does empathy play in building strong team relationships?
Empathy is really the glue that holds strong team relationships together. When team members feel understood and valued, trust deepens, collaboration flows more naturally, and people are more likely to support each other. Over time, that sense of shared understanding and care creates a resilient, high performing team.
How can empathy improve communication in teams?
Empathy improves communication by creating a space where people feel safe to express themselves honestly. When leaders and team members actively listen and validate each other's perspectives, Misunderstandings decrease and messages become clearer. Empathy encourages more thoughtful responses, helping the team align and move forward together.
Do you listen to understand or to respond? Why does it matter?
You really want to listen to understand, not just to respond. When you focus on understanding, you're fully present and you grasp the real meaning behind what's being said. That builds trust, reduces assumptions, and ensures your responses actually meet the other person's needs, which is key for strong collaboration.
And how can leaders better understand unspoken emotions in their teams?
Leaders can better understand unspoken emotions by being observant and tuning into nonverbal cues, things like tone, body language, or silence. They can also create regular check ins, one on one conversations, and anonymous feedback channels, so team members feel safe to share what they're really feeling, even if they don't say it outright.
What is one simple habit that can make communication more empathetic?
One simple habit is to pause before responding. Take a breath, really take in what the other person is saying, and then respond with a clarifying or validating statement. That brief pause signals respect and care, and it keeps the conversation anchored in understanding.
And how does empathy help in giving constructive feedback?
Empathy helps by ensuring the feedback is framed with care and perspective. When a leader understands how the person might feel, they can deliver the feedback with kindness and context. This makes it easier for the recipient to hear it, reflect on it, and take action because they don't feel attacked, they feel supported.
All right. Does empathy improve team performance or slow decision making?
Empathy actually improves team performance in the long run, even though it might feel like it slows decisions at first. By ensuring everyone feels heard, it reduces misunderstandings, boosts trust, and ultimately leads to more creative, aligned decisions. So the team moves forward faster in the end.
All right. How can empathy boost employee motivation and engagement?
Empathy boosts motivation and engagement by making employees feel seen and valued. When leaders show that they care about employees' well being and goals, people feel a stronger in connection to their work. That sense of belonging drives them to put in more effort, take ownership, and stay engaged with the team's success.
Okay. Can empathy lead to better problem solving and how?
Yes, absolutely. When leaders and team members practice empathy, they see problems from multiple perspectives, not just their own. That broader understanding sparks creative solutions because people aren't just solving from one angle, they're factoring in human needs, context, and emotions, which leads to more holistic, effective outcomes.
All right. What is the link between empathy and innovation in teams?
Empathy is a key driver of innovation because it helps teams understand the real needs and pain points of their customers or each other. When teams deeply tune into people's experiences, they generate ideas that are more human centered. Empathy pushes them to go beyond surface solutions, sparking creativity and breakthroughs.
And how do high performing team practice empathy daily?
They do, often as a deliberate habit. They make time for regular check ins, they listen actively, and they practice seeing things from each other's perspectives. By embedding empathy into their daily routines through open dialogue, reflection, and responsiveness, they build a culture where everyone feels valued and empowered every day.
What is a real life example of empathy making a difference at work?
One real life example is a manager who noticed a team member struggling after a family loss. Instead of just expecting them to keep up with their workload, the leader checked in regularly, adjusted deadlines, and gave them space to heal. That empathy not only helped the employee recover, but it also built a deeper sense of loyalty, and that team member went on to perform at an even higher level.
Awesome. And how can leaders show empathy during challenging times?
Leaders can show empathy by being present and transparent. They acknowledge the difficulty, check in regularly, and offer support without pressuring. They might create safe spaces for open dialogue, give people time to process, and focus on long term stability rather than just immediate results.
Okay, excellent. And what is one mistake leaders make when trying to be empathetic?
One common mistake is that leaders sometimes over personalize or try to fix things too quickly, which can come across as insincere or intrusive. Instead, it's important to stay genuinely curious, listen without judgment, and let the other person guide how much they want to share. So the empathy remains respectful and balanced.
All right. And how can you develop empathy as a daily leadership habit?
You can develop empathy daily by making it a conscious practice. Start by actively listening in conversations, pause before you respond, and ask open ended questions. Reflect on others' perspectives, not just their words. You can also set reminders, keep a daily journal, or seek out diverse viewpoints so that over time, empathy becomes second nature.
Awesome. I have a last question, GPT. If empathy became a core workplace value, how would organizations change?
If empathy became a core workplace value, organizations would become more inclusive, collaborative, and innovative. Employees would feel safer to share ideas, take risks, and collaborate across differences. It would strengthen trust, reduce burnout, and drive long term resilience. So the organization would not just perform better, but also thrive as a more human centered place to work.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed, GPT. You have delivered an excellent answers to all of my questions, and hopefully, I will touch base again with you with some new subject and some new questions. Until then, let me say bye with thanks. Have a wonderful day.
You're very welcome, Zaishan. I'm really glad the answers were helpful. Definitely reach out anytime you have more topics or questions. Wishing you a fantastic day ahead. Take care.